Hi, in this video, we're going to focus on read and write for iOS. Specifically, we're looking at read and write on an iPad. To add read and write to your iPad, you want to go to Settings, and you want to select Keyboard. Now, this is different from the accessibility keyboard features. So we're going to select Keyboard. And then at the top, we have keyboards. And you can see there's a number 4 that lets us know how many keyboards we already have attached to the iPad. And so we do have 4 keyboards already installed here. And you can see read and write is one of those. Now, if you haven't already installed read and write, you would want to go to the Add Keyboard selection and then go through that process. So we already have read and write connected. So we are going to go out and utilize it in Notes. And read and write keyboard is really good for when you're writing, when the student is writing, but needs the information read back to them. So if they copy and paste the information in Notes or any other writing tool that has the keyboard feature, then they could utilize read and write, the reading portion. And because this video is focused on reading features, we're going to focus on that for this video. So the student, once the user downloads read and write, unless you've already used it on the iPad, you will see this keyboard, which is the read and write keyboard. However, if you are starting from the traditional iPad keyboard, which is here displayed on the screen, you would just go to this world or globe icon key at the bottom of your screen, and you can see you have options. So we're going to select read and write keyboard, and this is our keyboard. Now, you do have the ability to change the themes. Now, on my iPad, I can see the theme that's coming up as a coral, but on your on the video, it's coming up as an orange color. And so the green is coming through pretty good. Purple is coming through. Pink is coming through, and then the green. So the only color that's kind of off is the coral color, and it just looks like a mustard color on your screen display. So once the user has selected the theme that they would like to use for read and write, then they can start using the tools. Now, what they will see highlighted are vowels, and that's specifically helpful if you're writing, so you know what your vowels are. In addition to that, they have prediction. So if the student is typing, let's say, Canada is the word we want, and they want to hear what it sounds like.
Ka.
You go back. They would
Canada.
select the word, and it would read it for them. So let's see what it looks like when we have a passage read. So we're going to use the play button.
Mice do not, so far as we know, practice meditation. But in order to study how that activity affects human brains at the cellular level, researchers at the University of
So you can see the student or the user is provided with the tracking and highlighting, and then it's doing a line-by-line read. So it's not providing the entire passage for the student, but it's giving them bits and pieces so they could focus on the words that are being read. So that's a great feature. Now, if I want to go back, I'm going to use this back button, which is on the right hand side, and so I get back to original my original keyboard. So from there, additional features that the student can use when they're reading, spell check, of course. And if you select spell check, it'll ask you, this is the correct word, spelling of the letter rodent. But if it was an incorrect word, the keyboard would provide you with other options. Because this word um, is already correct, we want to leave that. And so let's look at the dictionary option. So students may have words here that they just don't understand and they need to look something up. So with the read and write keyboard, they can select a word, select the dictionary, and then they're provided with different forms of the word. So they have mice, mouse, the noun, the verb, and then they also are provided with a picture dictionary as well. So one mouse, and then you have a mouse for the computer, and then you have three mice. So that gives a variety of the definitions of the word mice and mouse. And so if they wanted to hear that word, then they could as well.
Mouse. Noun. A small, fur-covered animal that lives in fields or houses. She had mice in her kitchen.
And so you can see the definitions are read to the users as well. And that's really helpful when users are trying to learn new words. So I'm going to go back to our main keyboard. And that concludes our video on Read and Write iOS. Thanks for joining me.